Okay, so the next part after having this lathe finally on top of this cabinet was to manage and clean up the tailstock. And what I found was that the tailstock was really, it rained somewhere. It was out left in the rain, stuck. So basically this part was completely jammed in. I couldn't get it out. And any kind of turning, kind of push it out, it was stuck in there. So I think I wasn't the first person to have this problem because I think someone else tried to get this part out and just couldn't do it. So eventually, I could not pull it out. You can't use a pipe wrench to pull this out. You're just going to damage this piece with it. So eventually, what you have to do is you have to remove the collar, this collar. To remove the handle is not the set screw for the handle or the back nut here. It's this piece of particular collar, and you'll see this little hash right there. And you need to use one of these wrenches. Don't try to use a pipe wrench, you just ruin the cast iron. And this one right here, the size is ER32. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but it's about this size. Here's my hand, here's my thumb, to give you an idea. I got this off of Amazon as a little set, and it seemed to work just fine. And you get, it's tight in there. You put it in there, and you twist it out. And sometimes you have to crank and hammer it down, and keep it like this, and then this, just you put it in there and you rotate it off. And I had to use a hammer to kind of knock on it and bang on it and eventually loosen it off. And once you do this, you'll get the handle off. You see how far it comes out. You pull this off, and here's a lead screw for this. This off its side. And then from there, I use the drill rod. You'll see inside, you can see inside over here, right deep in there, you'll see the piece. And don't hit in the middle, hit in the side like this. And you bang it gently on both sides. This part comes off. So now you have this whole piece, and it looks something like this. There's a little channel underneath that fits in there, and then you have. And look at there's little teeth marks here, so someone did try to ram it out. And so you have these screw. That screw fits in like this. Now, when I tried to get this back on, screw this on, it wouldn't screw on. And I think what happened was someone unscrewed it completely, couldn't get it off. So they banged it in to try to get it back onto the screw. And in that process, they basically ruined the teeth of the very part of it. So because it was stripped right there, I could not get this thing back on, essentially. And so what I had to do is I took a look at this lead screw, this Acme thread thing. What I did was I took a file, and basically, here's a half round file. I used a file and just basically filed off the bad parts. It basically opened up a little bit and kind of get a see where I kind of screwed it off right there, and that's where it goes. And by doing that, I could finally be able to catch the teeth and get this back on. So I'm pretty certain that if you buy an old lathe where someone has had some sticking problems, eventually someone's probably jammed and hung it back in there to get it back on, and that just like and then smashes the lead screws all together. And then that's the case. Now mine had the missing piece here. At some point I'll fabricate that over it because it's really I've tried to find the clamp here. I could not find them online or anything, so I'll fabricate this piece and I'll show you how I fabricate that in the future. Okay, well then you put this bad boy on, and then Bob's your uncle. You're good to go again. I didn't bother taking off the handle. Everything looks pretty good there. To do so, you would unscrew this screw and you can tighten this out. It seemed like it was more complicated and necessary than needed. So that's my tailstock. Thanks.